Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today, sit a while for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with my historical challenge using the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alright, so we are about to start our second season, and it's probably going to be a little bit of a tough season again. I'm not really expecting to make the playoffs. I'm hoping to be making a little bit of progress, but I don't think the playoffs are a reasonable goal for this season. Maybe, I mean, we don't know, but yeah, I wouldn't put good money on that. So I simmed a few days here after setting up my lineups. We're going to take a look at that here in just a second. And I stopped before submitting my protection list for the waiver draft, so we're going to go ahead and do that on screen. I took a look at the waivers and whatnot. I have a couple players that I have my sights on that I might go ahead and draft if they are still available for me to do so. First, there was a small trade between the Jets and the Rangers. So Sergei Botin is going to the Rangers and Jan Eriksson is going to the Jets. So small trade here. Nothing to write home about too much. Alright, and then this is the team that I have decided that is going to start the season in Tampa Bay. I decided to keep Mike Hartman after all. I had a kind of wanted to not use him, and then I was like, you know what, I don't have a whole lot of physicality. Well, I have a little bit, but it is the start of the 90s and face punchers are a thing, so let's keep Mike Hartman in the lineup, even though he's not a true goon or anything like that. He can face punch, so he's in the lineup. I have Wendell Young and Jeff Hackett in net. I'm going to use Jeff Hackett mostly as my starter. And then we'll go from there. They have pretty much the same ratings, but Jeff Hackett has a little bit more room to grow, so I'm hoping that by playing him a little bit more that he's going to develop into 2.5-star goaltender, and then if Abibulin develops properly, then Hackett can be the backup and Abibulin the starter, and I would be fine with that as a tandem to try and go and win the cup. On D, we're very similar to last year. The biggest change is that I traded Roman Amerlik, of course. I didn't tinker with my D too much, mostly because I didn't really have an opportunity to do so. There was not a whole lot of free agents that I could get, and nothing really showed up through trade. So technically, Boris Mironov slides in for Roman Amerlik, and that's gonna be that. I have Karpovtsev still as my 7th defenseman. He's going to play whenever there's injuries or if I want to switch things around. Then up front, we have a pretty similar team, although with a few changes. So Mikael Anderson, of course, is still there. He's one of our best. Hartman's a Muner, and then I'm gonna have Peltonen that's going to start up, but as an extra forward that's gonna slide in. So I also decided to keep Mark Bureau, so that I have like one spare forward that's more defensive minded, and then one that's more offensively minded, depending on who's hurt, so that I can make changes. John Tucker, like I said, he is going to be getting a shot this season. He's improved to 2-star talent, so he's going to be in the lineup. And then, of course, I have Bill Guerin that I got through trade from New Jersey for Roman Amerlik. So I'm having Bill Guerin start the season on the 3rd line, and I'm hoping that he's going to do a little bit better than he did last year, and then kind of force my hand. Ideally, I would like for Guerin to be on the 2nd or 1st line and move Rob DiMaio to the 3rd line. That's what I would like to happen. So that's pretty much that for my team here. I have a lot of contracts expiring this year, which is good. That's going to free some roster spots and some contract spots. I am not going to be bringing back all of those players. And yeah, right now I'm at 48 contracts, and I have my eyes on like 2 waivers that I would like to draft in the waiver draft. So if I get them both, then I don't have any contract slots anymore, and that's gonna be that. So let's go ahead and do this here. Yeah, I know that I don't think that this is working as intended. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause here, and I'm going to select my players, and I will be right back. Alright, so not many surprises or anything like that. Probably the only true surprise maybe is I am not protecting Wendell Young. I had to choose between Wendell Young and Dwayne Roloson. I'm going to keep Dwayne Roloson. I know I have a couple other goaltenders that I want to develop. It's kind of like a lottery ticket, right? The more you have, the more chances you have that one of them is going to pan out. So I'd rather have maybe an extra goaltender that might develop, and then, you know, maybe have to trade him later or something, rather than, you know, keeping Wendell Young, who's probably just going to go downhill from here. So I'm gonna keep Roloson, and I already said that I'm gonna try to play Hackett a little bit more. Also, one of the 2 players that I have my sights on is a goaltender, so we'll see if I'm able to get him or not. So let's go ahead and continue. Alright, so today is the waiver draft. First we have this here. So with the National Hockey League season about to get underway, the early Stanley Cup favorites appear to be New York, led by center Mark Messier. General manager Neil Smith has built a squad that will be the team to beat this year, but they can expect challenges from Craig Patrick's Pittsburgh Penguins and Detroit, featuring center Steve Yzerman. Among the dark horses, Montreal stands out as a possible challenger with a big season by Patrick Roy, capable of pushing them into contender status. Now that's interesting. Remember, Montreal didn't make the playoffs last year, so they are expecting for Montreal to bounce back. The scoring race will likely see Pittsburgh's Mario Lemieux challenged by Wayne Gretzky of Los Angeles and Toronto's Doug Gilmour. The top defenseman in the league is generally considered to be Boston Bruins blue liner Ray Bourque, with Chicago's Chris Chelios and Scott Stevens of New Jersey also in the running. No love for Lidstrom. Finally, among goaltenders, Montreal's Patrick Roy stands out as the league's best, while Buffalo Sabres netminder Dominik Hasek and Ed Belfour of Chicago can also steal games for their teams. Pretty soon we're going to see Martin Brodeurs' name in that conversation. He's probably close to be done developing right now. And of course, you know, New Jersey is the first team we're facing this season. So let's go to the waiver draft and see if I can get... Alright, so let's go ahead and see. Alright, so... yeah, I lost Wendell Young. And Darren Pupo was the guy that I wanted to... the goaltender that I wanted to get. So, yeah. Oh, Yuri Emilev is available. That's interesting. Do I want Bruce Resson? I don't think so. Maybe Craig Billington. Let's make a filter so we can see all the goaltenders that are available. I'm also gonna look. Well, let's do goaltenders first. Alright, so Sergeyev, Delfino, Solander, Gravel, D'Alessio, Craig Billington, and Bruce Resson. What I like about Craig Billington is that he was a known backup, so probably won't be complaining too much if he plays as a backup for me. Bruce Ferguson has 2-star potential, but I'm not really trusting that. I think I'm gonna pick up Craig Billington. Alright, now let's go ahead and pick Until Human again. Did I lose anybody else? Probably not. I really don't think so. It's not like I've let a whole lot of talent on the board. Let's look at defenseman. I wouldn't hate picking up a defenseman, maybe. Oh god, there's not a whole lot of... I mean, it's waiver draft, so of course, you know, that's not going to be a whole bunch of talent or anything like that. I mean, Guard Butcher, maybe. I don't really need him, though. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be content with Craig Billington. He's going to take Wendell Young's spot. So I'm still at 48 contracts, so... Well, I don't want to draft anybody. Alright, so did Craig Billington have a contract? Yeah. There you go. Oh, you're not happy. You're playing at the wrong level? Well, I don't think so. I think you can be a backup in the NHL. Alright, so... that's that. Oh, there's been a trade between the Capitals and the Panthers. So Mike Foligno goes to the Panthers, which is kind of funny because he did play for them in real life, and the Capitals get Darryl Shannon. So the Capitals get Darryl Shannon back. So they lost Darryl Shannon to the expansion draft to the Florida Panthers, and then they traded Mike Foligno to get him back. That's interesting. Yes. Yes. Yes, there you go. Those guys wanted those numbers and they got them. You're all happy now. Alright, so the season starts tomorrow, and we are going to be playing in New Jersey against the Devils to start the season. Alright, so Peter Sidorkowitz is available on waivers. So is Jaromir Dragon and Chris Terreri. Oh, Chris Terreri. I'm claiming Chris Terreri. Alright. Mike Gartner extends his point streak to 13 games. He had a goal against the Bruins. So the season is officially underway. Alright, and now we are playing the Devils. So we are going to have a quick two-road game. Two-road trip game. Or a two-game road trip, rather. Alright, so it starts in New Jersey. Of course, New Jersey is 0-0-0. And we are going to take a look at their lineup. So let's see here. Nobody's hurt in New Jersey, so that's the best lineup they can muster. Yeah, so Brother is still not fully developed. He's a 3-star goaltender right now. And then Wendell Young, so familiar face here in net for the Devils. They have Bruce Driver, Todd Reardon, Scott Stevens, Tommy Albeline, Roman Amerlik, Kasatonov, Niedermeyer, and Jason Smith on D. So another familiar face, Roman Amerlik, of course. And then Bozek, Chorsky, Siger, Grimson, Mallet, Zalipukin, Barr, Samak, Stashny, Brown, Lemieux, McLean, and Richer up front. So not too worried about their forwards. Now they have decent defensemen for sure. And they have, so yeah, we'll see what happens here with my brand new tactics and everything. I had to change a few of them because my lineup changed, so I made some adjustments. So this is the lines that I'm going with right now. So probably the biggest change is Doug Crossman really took a hit in his ratings, so I'm gonna play him on the third line now with Rob Ramage. So we'll see what happens. So Sean Chambers becomes my top pair with Kevin Lowe. So yeah, we're far from, you know, Scott Niedermeyer and Scott Stevens or stuff like that. Also, John Tucker is going to play on the third line with the young guys, Alec and Guerin. And then my top two lines are still the same here. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay. There you go. Alright, so we have Jeff Hackett in that. And the Devils are going to start the season with Wendell Young in net to play against his former team. So let's see if we can beat the Devils in New Jersey. Go Lightning, go! Oh, we lost 5-1 the first game. Alright, so not good. Now remember, last season we started slow as well, and then we started to play pretty good as I figured out which tactics were best for our team, so I might have to tinker with that again. So we were outshot 34-27. Scott Niedermeyer was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals. John McLean was the second star of the game with 2 goals as well, and Peter Stashny was the third star with 2 assists. Alright, so nobody scored in the first period. Then in the second, the Devils scored twice to take a 2-0 lead after 2. And then they scored 3 more goals here in the third period. It was 5-0, and then finally Rob DeMaio scored from Adam Creighton and Sean Chambers to prevent Wendell Young from getting a shutout against his former team. And that was it. Not much else to say. So we lost the first game of the season, and we play tomorrow. Against the Rangers. Alright, so let's see here. Wayne Gretzky extends his goal streak to 5 games with 2 goals and 2 assists against the Canucks. Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 20 games with 2 goals and an assist against Ottawa. And that was 17 straight games with an assist for him. Peter Bundra extends his goal streak to 5 games with a goal and an assist against Winnipeg. Alright, and we did get our claim of Chris Terreri. So we are going to send Craig Beddington down. We are going to dress Chris Terreri, and he's going to play tonight against the Rangers because I said so, but because Jeff Hackett played yesterday. Alright, so Chris Terreri here is gonna go in net. Alright, so we are about to play the Rangers. The Rangers are 1-0-0 to start the season, which puts them 6th in the Eastern Conference. So also this year is when they changed the name, so it's not the Wales and Campbell conferences anymore. It's Eastern and Western. Makes a little bit more, well, I don't know if it makes more sense, but it's easier for me to remember. So yeah, Rangers are 6th right now. Of course, you know, most teams have only played 1 game, if at all, so Let's go ahead and take a look at the Rangers. See, oh yeah, there's a lot of talent here. So Mike Richter and Ivanikov in net. So of course, Richter the go-to guy. Brian Leach, Staviana, Botin, Medrick, Bukeboom, Patrick on D. Not the best D. Of course, Brian Leach is world class, but after that, it's not that great. Phil Bork, Jeff Courtnall, Randy Gillen, Adam Graves, Chris King, PJ Axelson, maybe? Yeah, PJ Axelson, Mark Messier, Yemshinov, Turcotte, Wade Allison, Amante, Broden, Gartner, and Kovalev. So, pretty good goaltending, pretty good offense. The D is so-so, but they are considered to be the top team to win the cup. So we have to be on our toes here. Right, so we're sending Chris Terrari in net. They are going to go with Mike Richter. Alright, let's see if we can win this game. Ooh, the road is not kind to us. We scored a whopping 1 goal in 2 games. We just got shut out for nothing. Alright, so might have to revisit my tactics. It started pretty slowly for us last year as well on that front. I don't think I had the right tactics off the bat. So Doug Waite was the first star of the game. He had 2 assists. Tony Amante was the second star with 2 assists as well. And Jeff Bukeboom, not really known for his offense, is the third star with 2 goals. The Rangers outshot us 35 to 14. And they scored all of their goals in the third period, so we were doing pretty good all the way into the third period, where we really just crumbled. Alright, so Jason Meyer and Jerry Fleming are available on waivers. Jeff Courtnall extends his assist streak to 8 games against us. He got an assist. Mike Gartner's point streak ended at 13 games, so we were able to stop Mike Gartner. Dale Hawerchuk has earned 750 assists in his career with an assist against Boston. So Dale Hawerchuk, 30 years old, with a 3-star player yet, still. That was 15 straight games with a point for him, and 13 straight games with an assist. Alexander McGillney extends his goal streak to 7 games in that same game. He had a goal and an assist against the Bruins. Oh, and there's been a trade between Washington and Chicago. So Bob Carpenter is going to Chicago, and the Capitals are getting Francisek Kucera in return. That's a pretty decent trade. Maybe Carpenter might be a little bit better right now, but he's also 5 years older. So, yeah. I mean, if Washington needed help on D, that's a decent trade to make, I think. Alright. We're going to put Hackett back in net, and we're going to go ahead and play against the Panthers. Peter Bundra extends his goal streak to 6 games with a goal against New Jersey. Alright, and then we are now hosting the Florida Panthers. Alright, so the Panthers are 1-1 this season, so the brand new expansion team already better than us. And they are 9th in the East right now. And we're going to take a look. I know we played them in the preseason, but they made a trade, and, you know, they might have a few different things going on here. So let's see. Alright, so Luciano Borsato's not going to play this game. He is hurt. What does he have? Just a bruised wrist day-to-day. Okay, so Don Beaupre and Ron Tugnut in net. That's actually decent. Stephen Finn, Ulrich Shiryaev, Anderson, Bobby Dallas, Bob Rouse, Craig Wallanen on D. It's okay, not great. Brent Ashton, Daniels, Lindbergh, Offs, Salomatin, Dave Christian, Craigwell, Millen Quinn, Ruzicka, Yevsukin, Borsato, Duris, and Mike Foligno. Yeah, I hope we can beat those guys. Alright, so they are going with Ron Tugnut in net. We are going with Jeff Hackett. Alright. And it's a tie, 2-2. Alright, so we officially have our first point of the season. I was really hoping we could beat the Panthers, but apparently we couldn't. We outshot the Panthers 29-20 in that game. Bill Guerin was the first star of the game. He had an assist. Corey Millen was the second star with an assist as well. And then Boris Mironov was the third star with also an assist. That was our first home game, and we had 11,861 people in attendance for this game. The Panthers scored first in the first period, and then Ken Hodge tied the game from Sean Chambers and Brent Gretzky, and it was tied at 1 after 1. Alright, then just penalties in the second period, nobody scored. Then in the third period, the Panthers took a 2-1 lead, but John Tucker tied the game with less than 5 minutes left to go in the third period from Boris Mironov and Bill Guerin, and it was tied at 2 at that point. It went into overtime. Obviously, nobody scored, so we have a 2-2 tie. And Bobby Olik is hurt. Alright, so we're going to need to replace him. Well, it depends for how long he's hurt. We're going to take a look here. Oh, mini news. And he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm going to need to do something about that. So Olik injured, out of action. A strained hip muscle out for about 3 weeks. Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 21 games. He had a goal against Boston. But his assist streak ended at 17 games since he only got a goal and no assists. Ulf Dallin lights the lamp in Dallas. He had a hat-trick against the Jets. Eric Lindros is out for 3 weeks as well. A strained hip muscle. Out for 3 weeks. Wayne Gretzky extends his goal streak to 6 games with a goal against Detroit. Ray Shepherd has a memorable game. He had 3 goals and an assist in that same game against the Kings. Dale Warchuk's point streak ended at 15 games. He was held scoreless against Montreal, so his assist streak is also over, ended at 13. Jeff Courtnall extends his assist streak to 9 games with a goal and an assist against Pittsburgh. Mark Messier keeps fans on their feet all night. He had 4 goals and an assist against Pittsburgh in that same game. Wow. Good night for Antonin Staviana. In that same game, he had 4 assists. Gilmore is out of action. He is going to be day-to-day. Strained hip muscle as well, but for him it's only day-to-day. It's not 3 weeks. Red light stays on for Joe Nieuwendyk. He had 3 goals and 2 assists against the Canucks. And prolific passing night for Gary Roberts in that same game. He got 4 assists. Alright, so I have to figure out the Bobby Olik situation. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause here so that I can do all of that juggling of my lineup. I was stuck on that word for some reason. I'll be right back. Alright, so I have put Olik on the injured reserve. I recalled Steve Ruchin. I'm not really expecting him to play. He's only an alpha star. I'm kind of hoping that being, at the NHL level is going to help his development a little bit because he's still an alpha star. And I decided to dress Mark Bureau to put him on the 4th line, and I moved Brent Gretzky to the 3rd line to play with John Tucker and Bill Guerin. So that's pretty much where we're at here. So we are going to advance a little bit. A big game for Joe Sakic. He had 5 assists against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pretty good game. And that's 22 straight games for him with a point. Right, so it looks like our 2D game today is going to be against the Panthers in Florida. Right, so it looks like we have a few more days off here before we host the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jeff Courtnall's assist streak ended at 9 games. He did get a goal against Washington, but did not get an assist, so his streak is over. His point streak continues, though. Whatever that's at. Excellent passing leads to productive night for Jaromir Jagr, who had 4 assists against Florida. And a night to remember for Mario Lemieux in that same game. He had 3 goals and 2 assists. Yep. And Pittsburgh's going to be in town here next day. Great night for Brian Leach. He had 6 assists against Quebec. Pretty good game. And in that same game, Joe Sakic extended his point streak to 23 games with 1 assist. Alright, so we are about to host the Pittsburgh Penguins, so it's probably going to be a pretty tough game here. So Pittsburgh is 2-2-1, and that's good for 7th in the East. We are 0-2-1, and that's good for 13th. Alright, so let's take a look at Pittsburgh and be scared together. Alright, so Tom Barrasso and Ken Reggett in net, that's okay. Fogarty, Paik, Samuelson, Larry Murphy, Shel Samuelson, and Paul Stanton on D. Alright. Bob Airy, Todd Krieger, Kevin Stevens, Francis Stapleton, Nilsson, Lemieux, Jagr, Leach, McEachern, Mullen, Tuckett, Vukota, Astrakhantsov, and Raglan up front. So yeah, lots of talent in Pittsburgh. It's a little scary. I'm not sure we're going to get our first win today. We're going to go with Jeff Hackett. They are going with Tom Barrasso. We lost 8-0. Yikes. Alright, so we were outshot 46-21 in that game. Kevin Stevens was the first star of the game. He had 4 goals. Jaromir Jagr and Mario Lemieux are star number 2 and 3 with 4 assists each. We had 11,521 people in the attendance, wishing they weren't there to witness this pathetic display that our team put up for this. Yikes. Not a good start to the season. So we're struggling out the gates again. Alright, so memorable night for Jaromir Jagr. Yeah, it's all the things that we just saw. So Jagr 4 assists, Lemieux 4 assists, and Kevin Stevens 4 goals. We just saw that. Yes, we know Pittsburgh's really good. A lot better than us. Alright. Dale Hunter played in his 1000th game in his career, and it ended up being a tie here against Philadelphia. So Dale Hunter is 32 and still a 2.5 star player. Alright, and we are now hosting the Ottawa Senators. Now, Ottawa's doing a lot better than we are. They are 2-1 this season. That's good for 10th in the East. Let's take a look. Why are they so good? Alright, they have Doug Smale that's unfit to play. Oh, how did they do that? Oh, they probably drafted him, huh? Yeah. Now, Ottawa knows what's up. So, Ottawa has a decent tandem in net now. They have Chris Osgood and Darren Pupa. That's a good way to get you started. Then they have Chris Pronger, Norm McCaver, Darren Rumble, Fokin, Stillman, Gordonine, Dominic Levin, Bradshaw on D. And then Jeff Lazaro, Sylvain Surgeon, Dano, Archibald, Baker, Similaro, Lamb, Oyanen, Scalde, Yashin, Freer, all and Smale up front. So definitely some interesting pieces here. They're starting to get their back end into order, maybe even a little bit better than us. I'm scared that I'm going to lose. Alright, we're going to go with Jeff Hackett again. They are going with Darren Pupa. And we lost 6-2. Yikes. I need to do something. We outshot Ottawa 41-33, but that was not nearly enough. So Alexei Yashin was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals and 3 assists. Jody L was the second star with 2 goals and an assist, and Darren Pupa was the third star with 39 saves. We had 13,870 people in attendance for this game, so we're starting to draw more fans even though we suck. Alright, so Ottawa scored twice in the first period and took a 2-0 lead there. Then we have Brian Bradley, who finally did something. He scored in the second period. That was a power play goal from Danton Cole and Mikael Anderson. It was 2-1 Ottawa at that point, and we looked like maybe we were back in that game. But before the end of the period, Ottawa struck 3 times, and it was 5-1 Ottawa after 2, and then, you know, the game was pretty much over. And then early in the third period, Bill Guerin scored on the power play from Doug Crossman and Rob Zamuner, made it 5-2, and then Ottawa scored 1 more goal. So, yeah, things are not going very good in Tampa Bay. At this point, I am leaving the goaltending job up in the air. I'm going to go with whoever wins plays, because Hackett is not cutting it. Kirk Muller extends his goal streak to 5 games. He got a goal here against Quebec. Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 24 games with a goal against Montreal. In that same game, Kelly Kisio has recorded 600 points in his career. Got an assist against Boston. So Kelly Kisio, 34 years old, 2-star player. So. Right, and Bobby Alec is already starting to feel better, enough to skate, but not enough to play. Let's put Chris Terry in net, and if he beats the Panthers, he might be my starter. Alright, so we are about to play the Panthers in Florida. They are 1-3-1 so far this season, and of course we are 0-1 here against them this season. We just played them and got a tie, so let's go ahead and see if we can beat them this time. We need for something good to happen here, guys. So Chris Terry is going to be in net for us, and Ron Tugnut is going to be in net for Florida. Come on, guys, we need a win. We lost 4-0. Yeah, my tactics are not working. Alright, we were outshot 40-17 in that game. Shiryaev was the first star of the game. He had a goal and 3 assists. Bob Rouse was the second star with a goal, and Dave Christian was the third star with an assist. So not a whole lot to look at. We didn't score. Alright, should I go and change my tactics now, because it's pretty pathetic right now. I think maybe I should. Whatever I have put up together is not working. So we'll go up to the game against the Kings here, and then I'm gonna change my tactics, and then of course we're playing the Kings and then the Rangers, so I'm probably not gonna win those games, but I need to do something here because that's pretty bad. Ray Shepherd extends his goal streak to 5 games with 2 goals and 3 assists against Buffalo. Pretty good game. Steve Duchesne keeps fans on their feet all night. In Quebec, he had a hat-trick against Montreal. And Joe Sakic extended his point streak to 25 games in that game with 2 assists. Alright, so the Kings are in town, so I'm going to go ahead and change my tactics. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I will be right back. Alright, so we changed tactics a little bit here and see if we can remain in games. I mean, I understand losing is going to happen, but we were never in games, so I'm hoping that with the little shake-up here with my tactics that it's going to change a little bit. Again, you know, I expect losing some, just not as badly as it's been happening. So the Kings are in town. They are 2-4-1, so they are not doing all that great this season. Let's see here. So Yari Curry is hurt. He's not going to be playing this game. And Tony Granato is also hurt and not going to be playing this game. Kelly Rudy in net. Tammy, the backup. Charlie Ade, Sidor, Frolov, Coffey, Zitnik, Ivanov, Rob Blake, and Marty McSorley on D. There's some pretty good defensemen there. Conacher, Donnelly, Granato, Reichel, Couturier, Gretzky, Plant, Barkov, Tupa, Bure, Kudelski, Sandstrom, and Dave Taylor. Alright. Let's see if we can do a little bit better here. Oh, Wenting. Okay. Oh, did I put Hackett back in net? No, I didn't. Alright, let's go back with Hackett. Give us a good game, Jeff. We need a little bit better from you than a 844 save percentage. Alright, so you cut Tammy's going to be in net for the Kings. We're going to go with Jeff Hackett. We lost 3-2 in overtime, so a little bit of a better result. I mean, no, the result is still a loss, but, you know, 3-2 in overtime. Let's take a look here. Yeah, see, maybe we were a little bit more in that game here. So the Kings outshot us 29-27. Wayne Gretzky was the first star. He had 2 assists. Kevin Lowe was the second star with an assist, and Barkov was the third star with a goal. We had 12,145 people in attendance for this game. We actually scored first and early in that game. 29 seconds into the game, Brian Bradley scored from Kevin Lowe and Danton Cole. It was 1-0 Tampa Bay at that point, but the Kings scored twice before the end of the period, so the Kings were up 2-1 after 1. Then we tied the game midway into the third period. Rob DeMaio scored from Boris Mironov and Mark Bergevin. It was tied at 2. Then we went into overtime where Alexander Barkov, not the Alexander Barkov of 2020, scored the game winner, and it was a 3-2 win for the Kings. Since we're in 1993, I am not getting a point out of that. It is not the same rules as 2020. Joe Sakic has a great game. 2 goals and 4 assists against Hartford. That's pretty good. That's 26 straight games for him with a point. And a good night for Pat Verbeek in that same game. He had 3 goals and an assist. Alright, so we need a win. I don't care who we win against, but we only have 5 games left in the month, and we still don't have a win. And we are dead last in the East. Oh boy. Right, so Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 27 games with an assist against the Blackhawks. Strong game for Dino Ciccarelli. He had a hat-trick against the Jets. And strong night for Ross Courtnall, who had a goal and 4 assists against Ottawa. Oh, Chris Terry is hurt. That's not good. Oh, ear ache. What, did he get like a slap shot on the mask or something? Yeah, that's a playable injury, so we're going to go with Jeff Hackett, of course. And then we play Toronto tomorrow. I'm hoping to be able to put Chris Terry in there. Alright, Rangers are 7-1 this season. They are atop of the Eastern Conference. They are first. And we are 0-1 against the Rangers this season. Yeah, I'm hoping for a good game, but that might be tough. Mike Richter is going to be in net for the Rangers. Jeff Hackett in net for us. And we won. First win of the season happens against the best team in the East. And from there, we are only going to go up, and we are going to go up. Alright, so it's a 3-2 overtime win against the Rangers. I don't care how it happened. It happened. We finally have a win. The Rangers outshot us 31-29, so it looks like we're staying in games a lot more with the tactics that I have switched to, so I might keep those for a while. We'll see how things go. So Mikael Anderson was the first star of the game. He had 2 goals. Brian Leach was the second star with 2 assists, and Mark Bergevin was the third star with an assist. 11,864 people rejoiced at our first victory of the season here in Tampa Bay. So the Rangers scored first in the first period, and they were up 1-0 after 1. Then they scored in the second period again, and they were up 2-0, but then Mikael Anderson scored on the power play from Brian Bradley, and it was 2-1 Rangers after 2. Then early in the third period, Mark Bureau scored from Mark Bergevin, made it 2-2, and nobody scored. We went into overtime, and Mikael Anderson played the hero only 37 seconds in, with assists from Boris Mironov and Rob Zamuner. And it's a 3-2 Tampa Bay victory. Yeah, I know that Chris Terry has a day-to-day injury. I saw it earlier. Thank you for telling me late. Alright, so Mario Lemieux keeps fans on their feet all night. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Buffalo Sabres. That's a nice little game. Right, so what do I want to do here? I think I'm going to keep Jeff Hackett in net since Terry is hurt and Hackett just won. So let's keep Hackett in net for the game against Toronto, and then I'll put Terry in net for the game against Winnipeg instead. Alright, so Toronto is in town, and they are 2-6, so not doing all that great. They are still in the West, so they are 2-6 right now. Let's take a look at their lineup. Alright, so Sylvain Lefebvre is unfit. Came to training camp with not in great shape, and Dave Ellett is hurt, but he might play. So Grant Fuhr and Felix Potvin in net, that's pretty decent. Murray Barron, Dave Ellett, Sylvain Lefebvre, Jamie McCown, Todd Gill, and Dmitry Mironov on D, so that's decent. Wendell Clark, Krushelinski, Targayev, Zemlichka, Arnott, Gilmore, Manderville, McElwain, Zezel, Nieminen, Perrault, Anderson, Barchevsky, Joe Sacco, and Tarasenko. Yeah, I'm hoping for a second win in 2 days here. So Grant Fuhr in net for the Leafs. We're going to go back to Jeff Hackett. He just got a W for us. And we lost 3-0. Alright, so back to being shut out. Toronto had a little bit of the upper hand here, 38-29 for the shots on goal. Grant Fuhr first star of the game with 29 saves and the shutout. Zemlichka was the second star with a goal and 2 assists, and Joe Sacco was the third star with an assist. We had 12,458 people in attendance for this game, and of course no goals to show for. Lost 3-0. Oh, Mark Burrow is out now. Well, we're going to go ahead and wait here and see what happens. We have a few days off. Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 28 games with an assist against the Stars. Alright, so we're going to be facing the Jets here in 3 days. So let's see who's healthy then. So Rob Brown is on waivers. Yeah, I'm not going to pick him up. It's not like I have Mario Lemieux to play with him. Gary Roberts extends his assist streak to 8 games with a goal and an assist against the Washington Capitals. Ray Shepherd has a memorable game with a hat-trick, 3 goals against Dallas. And then we have a trade proposal from the Chicago Blackhawks. They want to trade us Steve Bancroft for Jason Lafreniere. I'm going to say no. Jason Lafreniere might come in handy if I have a big rash of injuries. Alright, Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 29 games with a goal and an assist against Philadelphia. Jason Moore is suspended in San Jose. He's going to miss 6 games. And Chris Terry is on the verge of returning. Actually, I think I'm going to put him in net right now. Alright, so I have to take care of Mark Bureau as well. Alright, so let's put you in net. Let's scratch Mark Bureau. Oh no, I don't want to I just want to scratch him. Do we get... Yeah, let's give Vili Peltonen a game here. Alright, so Peltonen. Oh, that's where I want to be. Alright. Oh. Ooh. Yikes. Okay. Well, you're going to be a counter-attacking forward, and you're going to be on the fourth line because you're not all that great at it. There you go. I'm gonna need to change that here. I'll put Danton Cole back in. There you go. Alright, so we're ready to play against the Jets. So the Jets are 3-5-1 this season, so not doing all that great in Winnipeg. Still doing better than us. Alright, so no injuries in Winnipeg. So in net it's Bob Essensa and Rick Tabaracci, so not all that great. Phil Housley on D, that's pretty solid. Ulanov, Ait, Astley, Numinen, Olason, and Rudy Postcheck. So there's 3 pretty good defensemen, and after that it's not all that great. Lone Shannon, Keith Kachuk, Zamnov Eriksson, Eagles, Elminen, Murray, Olchuk, Steen, Barnes, Dalgarno, Drews, and Selani. I think we have a shot to beat the Jets. Alright, so Rick Tabaracci is going to be in net for the Jets. We are going to go with Chris Terreri. And we lost 5-4. God, we're losing by 1 goal again, and we outshot Winnipeg 37-36. So I think my tactics are not that bad right now. It's really just I don't have a whole lot of talent on the team. So Elminen is the first star of the game with a goal and an assist. Brian Bradley is the second star with a goal and an assist, and Phil Housley is the third star with also a goal and an assist. We had 11,081 people in attendance for this game here. So Winnipeg scored twice in the first period and took a 2-0 lead here after 1. Then we tied the game in the second period. Sean Chambers scored from Mikael Anderson and Rob DeMaio, and then Rob DeMaio from Kevin Lowe and Adam Creighton. It was tied at 2 at that point, but then the Jets scored 2 more goals, and they were up 4-2 here after 2. And in the third period, they took a 5-2 lead, and then we scored twice. Brian Bradley from Danton Cole, and then Mikael Anderson from Mark Bergevin and Brian Bradley. It was 5-4. We just didn't have 1 more goal in our back pocket here, and we lost 5-4. Struggling here in Tampa Bay. Calgary's Gary Roberts is suspended. He's going to miss 2 games. And his assist streak ended at 8 games against Buffalo. Gretzky is out of action. Day-to-day injury. What does he have? Shoulder soreness. Dino Ciccarelli has a great game. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Kings in that same game. Pelle Eklund had a great game. He had a hat-trick against Ottawa. And Chris Terreri is fully recovered. Alright, so let's go back with Tackett, I suppose. Alright, so Phil Bourque is on waivers. I won't pick him up. League says no suspension for Brent Sutter with Chicago. No suspension there. Memorable game for Joe Sakic. He had a hat-trick against Pittsburgh. And that makes it 30 games for Joe Sakic with a point. And Mark Bureau ready for team practice. So he's doing better already. Alright, so we are going to be hosting the Islanders, and then after that we have the 2D game that's going to be against the Panthers. So the Islanders are 6-2-2. That's good for did I say Panthers? The Islanders, sorry, are 6-2-2. That's good for third in the East. Oh, and they have a lot of injuries too, and they're doing good. So Palfi, Kevin Todd, Bezuklagnikov, Horak, and McBean are all hurt. Not able to play. Pat Flatley is unfit, and Darius Kasparadis is injured, but he might play this game. Glenn Healy and Darcy Wakaluk in net. Tom Carver, Scott Lachance, Vladimir Malakov, Jeff Norton, Jeff Finlay, Darius Kasparadis, Yuri Krupp, and Kiprusov on D. And then Bill Berg, Brickley, Hogg, King, Thomas Ferraro, Green, Johansson, Rob Niedermeyer, Pierre Turgeon, Flatley, Marty McInnes, and Tom Fitzgerald up front. And the Islanders are winning with this. Alright, let's host them and see what happens to us. So Glenn Healy is going to be in net for the Islanders. We are going to go with Jeff Hackett. And we lost 4-3, so we're losing by 1 goal every game, it seems, lately. So yeah, that one was a little bit more difficult, though the Islanders outshot us 41-28. Yuri Krupp was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Rob Zamuner was the second star with an assist, and Pierre Turgeon was the third star with a goal and an assist. We had 12,330 people in attendance for this game. So the Islanders scored first here in the first period, and it was 1-0 Islanders here after 1. Then in the second period, Mikael Anderson tied the game on a power play from Danton Cole and John Tucker. It was tied at 1. The Islanders took the lead back, and then we tied again. Ken Hodge from Doug Crossman and Brian Bradley. It was tied at 2. But before the end of the period, the Islanders took the lead again. It was 3-2 Islanders here after 2. And in the third period, we tied the game again. Bill Guerin scored on the power play from Rob Zamuner. It was tied at 3, and then the Islanders scored again. Took a 4-3 lead, and that lead held, and we lost 4-3. Alright, so in that game, Kevin Lowe played in his 1000th game in his career. Didn't get a point against the Islanders. Kevin Lowe is 34, and he's a 2.5-star defenseman. Mark Bureau feeling better, Bobby Elick feeling better. And now is going to be the 2D game. We are about to play the Panthers. Now the Panthers are 6-3-2. They are doing pretty good this season. That's good for 4th in the East. So who would have thought that the Panthers would be that good right off the bat? So we are starting a pretty long road trip here that's going to last a few weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games on the road in a row. So we are 0-1-1 against the Panthers this season. So let's finish on a good note with 2D and a W. Let's do that here. So we're going to have Chris Terreri in net for that game. They are going to go with Don Beaupre. Alright, let's see the options here. Alright. Let's go Lightning. We're playing in Florida. Maybe I'm struggling because I lost Joe Rickey. He was playing on my first pair. Keep in mind, I didn't have great D last year either. And I had Joe Rickey play on my first pair, and then I was winning some games by the end of the season, so maybe that's part of why. Alright, so John Tucker took a penalty for tripping. Alright, so we are going to need to kill a penalty here. 17:28 left to go in the first period. The Panthers are going on the power play. Oh, we got a shot here. Oh, that's icing. Alright. Come on, guys. Let's kill this penalty. Let's go, little squares. Aha. Alright, penalty's over. Back at even strength. Oh, got a shot here. Oh, they just dumped the puck. Oh, good save by Terrari. That looked like a turnover. Another good save by Terrari. Dear God, guys, come on. Alright, offside. 12-11 left to go in the first. Oh! Nope. That was a good chance. Oh, Peter Duris with the cross-check. We are going on the power play. Alright, let's go ahead and see what we can do on the power play here. Oh, Mikael Anderson took a penalty, and the power play is over already. Alright, so 4-on-4 for a minute 27 seconds. No, we're going back on the power play. Shiryayev is going in the box, and it's going to be a 4-on-3 power play here. Or at least it should be. No, it reverts to a 5-on-4, so that I've reported that bug in the on their forums and everything. They're gonna look at it. 2D is new, or at least like that, it's new for this version of the game. There's a few issues with it, and they have pretty much acknowledged them, and they're gonna work on them, so I'm cutting them some slack. I understand it might not be perfect out of the box. Alright, so 8 minutes left to go in the first period. That's a icing. Let's go ahead and... Oh, Vili Peltonen took a penalty. That's not what I'm putting you in the lineup for. Alright, so we're... Oh, it's 4-on-4. It was coincidental minors, so it's going to be 4-on-4 hockey right now. So there's more room on the ice for creative players. We have Brian Bradley out there. That's our best. And Danton Cole. No, that's Danton Cole. No, that's Mikael Anderson. Right, back at 5-on-5. Oh! That was a nice play, but we didn't score there. Alright. 4:14 left to go in the first. Still no score. Come on, Tampa Bay. We need another win. We can't finish the month with only one win. That's embarrassing. Oh, Bill Guerin took a penalty. Oh, alright. So 3:01 left to go in the first. We're being undisciplined. I don't like that. Alright, we need to kill the penalty here. Alright, that's a save. Oh, Brian Bradley also took a penalty. Yikes. Yeah, we need to be a little bit more 5-on-3 for 10 seconds. We need to be a little bit more disciplined, guys. Alright. Oh, Mark Bergevin. Come on, man. Alright, back to 5-on-3 for a minute 34. That's not good. Alright, first period is over. No score. We got 10 shots. They got 6. So we got the upper hand on shots and everything, but we have 51 seconds of 5-on-3 to kill at the start of the second period, which is not good, of course. So we want to do that as soon as possible. Uh-oh. Good save, good save. Alright, so 5-on-4. And we killed both penalties. Good job, little squares. Come on. Come on, little guy. Oh, not going with a lot of speed, huh? Oh, Rob Ramage took a penalty. I think it was... Yeah, they were having a chance there. Alright, so 15:39. Oh, no, it's 4-4. Okay. So 4-4 for a minute 30 or so. Alright, that's an icing. Oh, that was a good chance. Uh-oh. Come on, buddy. Oh, shot from a distance. Don Beaupre had no problem stopping that. Alright. 11:35 left to go in the second period. Still no score. Is that going to be a repeat of the first season, the first 2D game that I did in the first season that ended in a 0-0 tie against San Jose? Come on. We really need to win. Yes! Alright. Vili Peltonen scored his first NHL goal, assisted by Rob Ramage. Alright. That's cool. So, yeah, first NHL goal for Vili Peltonen. Hopefully, many more to come. And Rob Ramage here got the assist. Alright, so Tampa Bay is up 1-0 here in the second period with 9:05 left to go. God, they just keep icing the puck. Must be part of their tactics. Oh, that didn't work. And another icing for them. 6:50 left to go in the second period. We are still up 1-0. Oh, another shot from a distance. From this time it was Danton Cole. Oh, good save by Beaupre on a mini breakaway. Oh, the play kind of jumped there. Dang, that guy was, with two defensemen on him and he still got a shot. Ah, they scored. Alright, so Florida tied it. Corey Millen from Jeff Daniels and Valery Shiryaev. So we are tied at 1 here in the second with 2:16 left to go in the second period. Alright. It would be nice to get that goal back. Oh. Zamioner stopped. Oh, Rob Ramage took a penalty. Is he the only one who took a penalty? Or is it going to be 4-4? No, power play for the Panthers. Dang, come on, guys. Alright, second period is over. We're tied at 1 here. Panthers have 11 shots on goal. We have 23, so we're playing better. Tactics are working. Finishing and putting the puck in the net is not. Not much I can do about that. I don't have exactly a whole bunch of, big goal scorers on the team. I was hoping to fix that in the draft, but by the time it was my time to pick, guys like St. Louis and Alfredson and Carrier were gone. So yeah, we're gonna need to address that another way. So let's go with the third period tied at 1. Alright, so the Panthers are still on the power play for 30 more seconds. Alright, good save by Chris Terreri. Alright, penalty's over. And Rob Ramage got out of the box and then took another penalty right out. Alright, so we're killing a penalty again. We're really not helping ourselves. We've been very undisciplined this game. It's kind of testament to our PK that we have allowed only so few shots on goal for the game, with all the chances we've given the Panthers on the power play. Alright, power play's almost over. Alright, we killed it. Alright. Alright, icing again, 14:59 to go here in the third period. Uh-oh. Corey Millen scored again from Jeff Daniels and Martin Ulrich, and the Panthers are up 2-1 with 14:18 left to go in the third period. Right, come on, guys. We need a goal. God, they're playing pretty tight defense. We can't do nothing. Beaupre with a couple saves there. We had like a mini 2-on-1 that occurred there right when I was saying they're playing tight defense and we can't get set up or anything. Oh, Boris Mironov took a penalty. I didn't need that. Alright. We have to kill another penalty. 7:56 left to go in the third period. Panthers going back on the power play. Oh God, we lost the puck. Oh, the Panthers scored. Jeff Daniels completes his hat trick. No, that was Corey Millen that had the first two. Daniels had 2 assists. Okay, so Jeff Daniels scored from Dan Quinn and Peter Duris on the power play. It is now 3-1 Florida, and we are in danger to end the month of October with only 1 win. Alright, 6:50 left to go in the third period. We're down 3-1. We need 2 goals. 3 minutes left to go in the third period, and we are not looking like we are going to be able to score here. And that's going to be another loss. So that's pretty sad that the Florida Panthers get to be better than us. He's just dancing there, you know, with Kevin Lowe. It's like, toop-poo-doo-poo-doo. Alright, so it's another loss. We lost 3-1 here against Florida. Not much to say here. Other than we outshot them 28-18. Jeff Daniels was the first star of the game with a goal and 2 assists. Ken Hodge was the second star with an assist. And Corey Millen was the third star with 2 goals. Yeah, we took way too many penalties in that game. And that came to beat us. Alright. We are going to do this. Peter Nilsson, yeah, I'm not going to pick him up. Joe Sakic extends his point streak to 31 games with 2 assists against the Detroit Red Wings. Steve Yzerman extends his assist streak to 8 games with an assist against the Quebec Nordiques in that same game. There was no stud pick Jonas Bergquist, who had 3 goals and an assist against Washington. Alright. There we go. Alright, and we're gonna do one more click here to put ourselves on November 1st. Good game for Jeremy Roenick. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Flyers. Suspension over for Gary Roberts, back in the lineup over there. Mark Burgo and Bobby Olick are feeling better. And then the players of the month are Joe Sakic and Ron Tugnut. Yeah. We were unable... Look at the Panthers' record. That's quite a contrast with last year. With franchise hockey manager 6, the Panthers struggled for a very long time for me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the standings. So don't look too quickly there, but we're pathetic. We have 3 points in 12 games. We are dead last in the East, so of course I'm going to try to address that before the next episode. And then in the West, we have Detroit, that's first, Calgary, Dallas, Vancouver, San Jose, Edmonton, LA, and St. Louis. So Anaheim not doing as good as Florida. They are 2-10. So Florida looks like they have maybe drafted a little bit better. Right, for our stats, there's not going to be a whole lot to look at. We've been pretty bad. So Mikael Anderson and Brian Bradley both have 6 points each in 12 games. And our best defenseman is Sean Chambers and Mark Bergeron with 3 points each. Yikes, nothing in there looks good. I don't want to look at it no more. Look at that. Boris Mironov is already a minus 13 for the season. Oof. Right, and in the league, the best goal scorer is Ray Shepherd, 17 goals in October. Brian Leach is the best passer with 23. That 6 assist game looked pretty good for him, probably. And then Joe Sakic is the best player so far, 28 points in October for Joe Sakic. So of course we don't have any leaders anywhere except in face-off percentage here. We have Rob DiMaio showing his face and Brian Bradley, so we win face-offs, but we don't win nothing other than that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and save the game. If you have some suggestions on how I might be able to turn the team around, I'm definitely willing to listen. Otherwise, I'm just going to try and figure it out on my own. So, as usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that good stuff, and until I roll this game again, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.